In this example, we want to find solutions to the radical equation negative x minus 1 equals the square root of 9x minus 9. Like before, because we have a square root involved, we want to square that square root to undo it. So we start by squaring both sides. This gives us negative x minus 1 squared equals the square root of 9x minus 9 all squared. Now on the left, we need to square this polynomial out. Doing that, we get x squared plus 2x plus 1. If you'd like to see the steps of the squaring process, you can click the purple link above now. On the right, we have the square root of 9x minus 9 all squared, and the square root and squaring process undo each other, so we're just left with 9x minus 9, giving us the equation x squared plus 2x plus 1 equals 9x minus 9. Now this is a quadratic equation, which we can solve if we get 0 on one side. And we can get 0 on one side by subtracting 9x minus 9 from both sides, giving us x squared plus 2x plus 1 minus 9x minus 9 equals 9x minus 9 minus 9x minus 9, where the right-hand side is just 0. And on the left, we have x squared plus 2x minus 9x, which is minus 7x, plus 1 minus negative 9, which is 1 plus 9, or 10. Now that we have this quadratic with 0 on one side, we can solve it either by factoring or using the quadratic formula. Whichever way you'd like to see this done out, you can click the purple link now. Now whether we factor or use the quadratic formula, we get that the solutions to this equation are 2 and 5. But remember, we need to check our solutions in the original equation, because when we square both sides of an equation, we could get numbers come up that look like solutions but are not really. So let's check x equals 2 first. On the left-hand side, we have negative x minus 1, which is negative 2 minus 1, which is negative 3. While on the right-hand side, we have the square root of 9 times 2 minus 9, which is 18 minus 9, which is 9, which when we take the square root is just 3. The left-hand side and the right-hand side are not equal, so x equals 2 is not a solution. And just as a reminder, the reason we thought it might be a solution is because when we square negative 3 and when we square 3, we get the same thing. But they were not the same number originally. So we found that x equals 2 is not a solution. But how about x equals 5? With x equals 5, the left-hand side is negative 5 minus 1, which is negative 6. While the right-hand side is the square root of 9 times 5 minus 9, which is the square root of 45 minus 9, which is the square root of 36. This is just 6. Not what we have on the left-hand side. So x equals 5 is not a solution as well. Which means that our original equation, negative x minus 1 equals the square root of 9x minus 9, has no solutions.